You thought that you'd already reached your physical fitness peak. Here's how you can still go on to achieve the greatest sporting and fitness achievement in your lifetime. And yes, if you're after 30, your second peak is yet to come. So I'm going to jump straight into what the second peak athletic program is and the formula behind it, because I have designed this for men like me, men like you, who are used to play sport, who used to be fit, who are maybe still fit, but want to really achieve something special and meaningful to them in their current sport, in a new sport, in a brand new fitness challenge. Because going to the gym and doing a few bicep curls just isn't enough anymore, and something's missing. So, the second peak athletic program, what is ahead for you? Essentially, your first peak happened because it happened. Naturally, you were interested in football, athletics, basketball, whatever your sport was. Everything was planned out for you from day one, and you never gave it a second thought. You just wanted to go and play the beautiful game and let the coaches, the managers, your parents do everything else for you. But with our age now, with our lifestyle, with our responsibilities, we have to take a little bit more control, a little bit more autonomy. So we have to be a little bit more purposeful when it comes to putting our mind and focus into a new sport or fitness challenge. So let's talk about what happens after 30. Like, let's be honest, because we can't be maybe as fast recovery as a 21-year-old. We might not be as springy, as flexible, as mobile as a 21-year-old. However, we still have a lot of advantages and we still have time on our side to make some incredible progress. But let's start with the negatives. You are going to slightly slow in your peak recovery speed. Your tolerance for junk volume is going to be less. And sleep becomes that little bit more important. Trust me, after 30, I started to realize that. But this is what you can still achieve. Your strength can continuously climb high. Think of all the world's strongest men. They're all in the 40s, or most are, late 30s. Your skill and technique can always be refined. Look no further than Yoda. Pacing and racecraft, it's strategy, it's skill, it's understanding. The more experience you've got, the better you are at it. Your consistency, as long as you can stay with it, it ain't going anywhere. Because now you're older, you're wiser, you do have to give your time to other priorities. You know exactly what you're doing and why you're doing it every single day. And that's referring to your fitness, that's referring to your training, that's referring to diet. So what does the second peak need for you to be successful and for it to work for you? It needs a date. Not the fact I just want to get fitter, I just want to get in shape for summer. It needs a going to attend this competition on this date and I need to be ready for it. I also need a target. It's all well and good signing up for a competition, but you don't just want to get there and make up the numbers. Set yourself a realistic but challenging goal. You want to podium. You want a certain time. You want a certain score. You want to hit a PB in one of the events, in one of your lifts. That's fine. It needs something specific and something strong for you to aim for. And of course, the last thing, the thing that you've probably struggled most with as you've got older, and it's a plan that fits. Because you might want to be an athlete, but you can't live like an athlete. And we have to understand how we can get the most out of training and eating and living like an athlete without becoming a full-time athlete. Because you have kids, you have a job, you have a house, you have socials, all of the above. It needs to fit in to your life. So what do we do? First, before we start anything, we will deep dive into your past, your present, and your future. Now, of course, we can't fortune tell and we can't look into the future, but the past is going to give us a good direction of where we can take that future. We need to understand together, what did you actually love about sport in the first place? And specifically, what did you like about your sport? Was it the competing, the team camaraderie, the training, the discipline? Whatever is important to you, that is what is important. It doesn't matter if it seems far-fetched, if it seems strange. It doesn't matter. It has to just mean something to you. Secondly, be honest with yourself. Why did it really stop? Thinking back to when we're 15, 16 years old, a lot of the time it's for something stupid like a girl, because I want to hang out with my friends, go drinking. That's usually what it is. And it's not a shame to admit that, but admitting it gives us another clue on how to best move forward with the new challenge and the new goal. And finally, what goal would genuinely mean something to you? No, not just something that would look cool or that you'd like to put on Facebook or Instagram, something that you would tear up winning, up achieving, something that if you earned that title, that time, that achievement, you would tell everyone about it with pride because it means something to you. So weeks 1 to 4, now we've got the plan in place. Now we think we know where to go forward. We've built that training plan together, okay? And the way that this whole program is going to work is if it fits into your lifestyle. We understand your schedule, the time you have available, the type of training that you like to do, and of course, the end goal that we're trying to get to, because it needs to work for you. And this is why it's an individual program. But it has been built with a template and a blueprint in mind for every single person that starts. And yours is no different. So we start by rebuilding the base. Now, whether you're someone that's been out of fitness for a little while or you've not actually fallen out of fitness, there's still an element of rebuilding the base because you're going to have weaknesses. Because if you're achieving what you want to achieve, if you're winning your sport, if you're winning your competitions, then you're not or shouldn't be watching this video. Everyone watching this video wants to achieve more than what they're currently doing. So that means there's things that we need to fix, whether it's your strength, your endurance, your mindset, your mobility, your sleep, your nutrition. We look at what could be better and we start to implement tactics and little hacks and tips and tricks to bring those elements up. Think of yourself of like a video game character. You have all these stats and you need to carefully distribute your skills and your experience to these characteristics. But most of the time we will focus on strength because getting stronger is going to translate to a lot of your fitness components. 9 times out of 10, the weakness in an athlete's area is in their strength. So we are going to build that core strength in the compound movements, relatable to your goal, but making sure that it's transferable to everything else. And the goal in that first 1 to 4 weeks is just simply turn up, put in the work, not just in the gym, but outside of the gym as well, because we're building the foundations in weeks 1 to 4. Then, not that we leave the strength behind, but our focus slightly shifts now to the engine, to the heart, to the lungs. We want to get fitter. We want to be able to move weight under fatigue. Okay, so now we introduce some conditioning specific again to your weaknesses and to your sport. It's not just about going on zone 2 runs and ski ergs and that. We're going to be lifting barbells under fatigue. We're going to be jumping. We're going to be doing the skills that you need to do in competition whilst you're feeling tired. What this is going to give us is it's going to give us an idea of where you're currently at with your fitness, and it's going to give us real measurable workouts that we can run several times through the course of the 90 days to see if we are improving, which we should see steadily across the 90-day program. Don't worry though, your strength is still going to be looked after. We're still going to make sure there's a big element of strength work in there. And by actually completing the Metcons with weight, you're still going to be building strength in another capacity. As I say, under fatigue, muscular endurance, and all that jazz. In weeks 5 to 8, you're really going to get a good grip on your nutrition if you haven't already. You're going to start to feel more about nutrition than you ever have, but in a positive way. Looking at it as a fuel, considering what's actually going into your body and how it makes you feel after you've eaten and digested it, not just how it makes you feel whilst you're eating it. Because then you won't be looking at a Mackie D's the same. You won't be looking at the Mars bar the same. But also, you're not going to demonize carbs because you know that is what you need to perform at your best. You know you need to eat a certain amount of food at this time before you train, before you compete to get your best result. And the goal of this phase is to be consistent, measurable, repeatable efforts And we want the same output all the way through this phase, but we want to see you get faster. We want to see you get fitter. We want to see you get stronger through phases 5 to 8. And then the last phase, chapter 3 of the 90-day program, is we are sharpening the floor, sharpening our tools ready for competition day. So training starts to look more like the event, more specific to the movements, the workouts, the time, the volume. Everything becomes replicable of the event. We test. As I said in the WODs before, we're still going to test, and we're going to continuously test through this phase, because now we've got limited time to get fitter and get stronger, but we've got bags of time to refine the skills, to become more efficient, and to get better at our craft. Our volume will drop towards the end of this 12 weeks, but the intent goes up. So the quality of the sessions become even higher. Not that they never were, but even higher regarding what specificities we need in there. And you get to that competition day, you arrive at your start line feeling energized and ready to rock. And the little side effects, the side effects that everybody wants and thinks it's the main effect, but your body will now start to resemble the athlete that is performing as you are. Because you train like an athlete, you eat like an athlete, you sleep like an athlete, you're going to start looking like an athlete. And trust me, by the end of 90 days, if you follow this through and you do eat well, you do train well, you do rest well, you will start to resemble the athletic figure and physique that you long for. Not only that, but you're now performing like one as well. So you think by the end of the 90 days, that's it. You've done the event. Hopefully you've done well, maybe even got a medal. And then, that's just the end, right? Wrong. You'll soon figure out that this is just the beginning to your incredible journey, because now you've got the bug. Now you've set the foundations, and now it's up to you to see what you are really, really capable of. What can you achieve next? Where can you go into the future? What other challenges are waiting for you? The real goal of this program is to reignite that passion that you once had for sport and fitness. And by doing that, you regain the identity that you lost, and you become excited about the future again. And not only will you perform and excel in sport, but this will be translated across your work, your family, your relationships. Every single part of your life will benefit from you having a driving force behind you again. Whew! Had to take a breath, because that shit is exciting. So this is the 90-day Second Peak Athletic Program protocol. I hope everything is loud and clear to you, because if you decide to embark on this journey, this is exactly what you're going to do. If you want to get on board, we will have £100 off in our launch week, and only the first 5 signups going to get that offer. So please do not delay. And if you want to secure a spot and reserve your spot to speak to me, all you have to do is DM me Second Peak, and we will get you booked in ASAP, get you started, and in 90 days, you will become a completely different person for the better. The athlete is waiting for you. See you on the competition floor. Peace.